Hi, Virgo. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be your month at a glance, Virgo, for August. So if you have Virgo anywhere in your chart, maybe you vibe with Virgos, maybe you're a cross watcher, whatever the case may be, this reading might resonate with you. As always, take what resonates and leave what does not. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could do that through email or form submission on my website. We'll be doing a Celtic cross for your month, Virgo. That just kind of gives me a large look at what's going on, what we need to talk about. It's just it's the most like expansive spread we can do for like a month, okay? All right. Let's see, a few more cards, and then we will get into it. Okay, interesting. My guides are showing me a actress slash singer. It feels a little random for me. Hilary Duff. Maybe you've watched Hilary Duff, or maybe you listened to her recently. Um, but that's what they keep showing me. So just be aware if you've listened to Hilary Duff recently, this reading is probably for you. Okay, cool. Let's dive in. Bottom of the deck is our challenge, represents what we're not seeing, what we're not looking at. We've got Justice, the Tower, and the Knight of Cups. Interesting. King of Cups as well. Wow. Okay, Virgo. Um, there's like big shifts happening for you this month. For some of you, this could be love coming in. It doesn't have to be. For others of you, this is a like divinely guided job opportunity. But justice is karma, so justice is like what you deserve. The tower is a huge change. It's a shake up, so it's like getting rid of old systems to make room for new ones. The Knight of Cups is an emotional offer, and the King of Cups is like emotional grounding. So, for a lot of you, this does feel like whether or not this is romantic or not, this is someone coming in who's a very, like, they're very secure in their emotions. This is going to be someone who's very emotionally grounded, very emotionally stable, emotional intelligence. The King of Cups knows how to manage really, really well. So for a lot of you, it feels like this is going to be romantic, but for others of you, it might not be. Oh my god, I have this one finger that just like my one knuckle won't crack. It's really annoying. Um, so I feel like maybe I don't know why I just felt like I had to say that to you. Maybe this person cracks their knuckles a lot. Look out for that. Um, but it feels pretty good. I feel like with Justice and the Tower, you know, that's a really positive combo because, like I said, Tower is kind of everything collapsing to make room for what you deserve, and Justice is quite literally what you deserve. It's karma. Um, so interesting. Let's get into the reading. You start out with the Wheel of Fortune. So, wow, Virgo. Wheel of Fortune with the Tower and Justice is like a huge, huge energy here. Um, I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, what I think is interesting is they're bringing me back to the challenge. I think this is going to shake you up more than you really think. I feel like for some of you, especially because with this Wheel of Fortune, I think a lot of you guys don't think you're ready for this change, for this shake up. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, your guides are kind of. It's like they're bringing it in regardless, is what I'm hearing. This is like one of those like ominous positivity moments where like you will succeed, you have no other choice. It feels like you're kind of being brought something almost as like a proxy to get rid of something else. So your crossing card, which in a Celtic cross, the cross is either a help or a hindrance. The Ten of Swords is a little bit of both. So Ten of Swords is the end of a long bitter cycle. Notice how all the swords are in the back. Um, you know, it's a painful ending, but it's also relieving because it's like, oh, thank goodness it's finally over. I feel like for some of you guys, it's like in order to see what isn't serving you. I feel like your guides are bringing you in something that does serve you. So the example I'll give you is like, let's say you work at a coffee shop and you have a horrible boss, but it's all you've ever known. And then you go and you make a friend and they also work at a coffee shop and their boss is so much better than yours. You're like, oh my God, wait, my boss kind of sucks, babe. Like, what should I do about this? I feel like the universe is kind of doing one of those to you. It's like, I almost want to say Uno reverse, um, which I think is interesting. I don't think this is going to be very subtle if I could say that. You know, I feel like this is going to be a bit obvious to you. You may even laugh a little bit about it. Like, I feel a little giddy about it. You're kind of like, oh my God, are you kidding? Like, you asked for a very specific type of person, and then that very specific type of person shows up. Literally, the lovers, I can't make it up. The lovers in the Page of Wands. It's like some of you asked for a very, very specific niche sign. You know, you were like, okay, I want, let's say I'm trying to call a man in. You know, I'm like, I want a man. I want him to have a single tattoo on his left elbow, and I want him to crack his knuckles a lot. And the universe is literally like, okay, here you go. It's kind of funny. I hate to say that. You know, with the Page of Wands here and the Four of Wands, it's almost a moment of like, how committed to yourself are you? How committed to the things that you want are you? Are you willing to sort of tackle your own fears, your own self-limiting beliefs here, Virgo, and see what's really out there, you know? Or are you going to retreat back to like the cocoon of yourself where you don't really let anyone in and you don't really open up? You know, Four of Wands is a commitment card. So it feels like in August, a lot of you are not only getting some sort of like new connection here, but you're also getting like a wake up about commitment. You know, it's like I said, we'll go back to the example of like bad boss versus good boss. Like you're really seeing, like you might meet someone that's like really committed to themselves. You know, they have no problem with saying no. They have no problem with exerting boundaries. And you're kind of like, oh, wait, I kind of suck with that. You know, it's like, I really feel like it's going to be very obvious for you is what I'm picking up here. Almost to the point that it's comical. And I feel like a lot of you guys are not really going to know what to do with it at first is how I'm getting it. You know, it's going to pour in, it's going to show up, and then you're going to be like, wait, how do I receive this? You know, I feel like the way my guides are saying this to me is like, let's say you grew up in a household. This is a good example. Like if you grew up a household where all you're used to is getting like hit, and then someone touches you gently and you like recoil from it, you're like, why aren't you hitting me? That's kind of what this is for you. It's like a wake up call of like, oh my God, wait, that's not normal. You know, you may even have talks with this person where they're like, you're like, oh, this is how I grew up. This is what I dealt with. And they're like, hey, like, that's like not normal. Literally, they might tell you that's not normal. That's trauma, babe. You know? So it almost feels, it's so in your face. It's comical. I don't know how else to say that to you. It's so direct and obvious. I think the only thing you're going to be able to do is laugh. Because you also, in your headspace, you've got the Page of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like for a lot of you, it's also going to make you question whether or not you're ready for it. You know, with that Page of Swords, I feel like you guys, whatever this is that's coming in, whether or not it is a person or not, you want it. You know, Page of Swords, you're like, yes, I've asked for this. Like, I've envisioned it. I've thought about it. Like, I want this. But with that Two of Pentacles, I feel like you're kind of playing this game of like, do I have the space for it? Am I ready for it? I think a lot of you guys are you default on this like self-sabotage of, oh, I'm just too busy. Oh, I just can't manage it right now. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the resources. And it's like, I feel like your guides are really going to show this to you and be like, okay, do you still not have the resources? Do you still not have the time? It's very cheeky is how it's coming across, you know? Yeah. 10 of Cups and the Magician. This is like really strongly what you asked for. But with that 7 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, excuse me, 9 of Swords, I feel like whatever this is, Virgo, that shows up for you is meant to really make you go introspective and make you confront like a lot of self-limiting beliefs here. You know, this to me really feels like it's just like a I don't deserve it kind of moment, you know? I feel like I think you shy away from things that make you happy because for a lot of you guys, you had upbringings that were, the way my guys are saying this to me is like rather prickly, like very sharp. And so as a result, when something is soft to you, it's like, wait, this is a trap. It almost feels like you might even feel like you're being set up for a trap, like being set up for failure here. And I feel like your guides are trying to show you like, hey, this is a bad coping mechanism that you have. This is a self-sabotaging practice that you have that needs to get out of here. It needs to go. It's not helping you. Because even in your physical world, you've got the Hanged Man. You know, I think this is probably something you've waited for. You know, Hanged Man is patience. It is like hanging ourselves upside down from the branch to gain higher enlightenment here, to understand ourselves on a deeper level. And I feel like this is going to really it's going to spur a lot of growth in you, Virgo. Like I'm getting physically warm right now, like I'm starting to get hot, and I feel like that usually happens when the topic is a spicier topic or a more sensitive topic or like something that's going to make you physically warm. Like you may literally, this person may enter your life and suddenly you're around them and you're like, oh my god, is it hot in here? But I feel like it's meant to show you. King of Wands, I can't make it up. I can't make it up. The King of Wands is like the spicy king. This is probably gonna this might tap into 18 plus reading, disclaimer, a more like dormant sexuality for you. Like it feels like it's going to awaken something in you that maybe has been dormant for a while. Maybe that's why I'm like literally heating up. The Hanged Man, I can't make it up. King of Wands, 6 of Wands, like there's so much attraction here. For a lot of you, it feels like it's love, you know? And for a lot of you, I feel like it's kind of shaking your world up. I think it's really going to make you question what you know about yourself and what you know about relationships and like what relationships should look like. And I feel like with this 6 of Wands, you're gonna want victory with this person. Like you're gonna want this to be a very successful connection. And I feel like it's gonna scare you a lot, Virgo, you know? I really do feel like it's gonna put you through the ringer a little bit, but in like, obviously not in a, I want to say in a good way, but obviously when we're going through the ringer, it doesn't feel good at the moment. It feels painful. It's uncomfortable. You know, get comfortable with being uncomfortable is what I want to say here. Not everything is going to go according to your plan, I'm also hearing. I feel like some of you guys are very detail oriented and very like itinerary, like everything has to happen at a certain place, at a certain benchmark, and in a certain way. And this is not going to be one of those things. Okay. And I feel like it's going to throw you a little bit. In the past here, you have the 3 of Pentacles. So I do feel like you guys have probably worked on this in the past. It feels like you have a good support system available to you as well. But I still feel like, for some reason, maybe you don't trust your support system fully. Let me see. Queen of Swords, you don't. There's like some spring cleaning that has to happen here as well, Virgo. With that Queen of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles, it feels like you don't really trust the people that are around you right now, or you may not necessarily want them around you right now. Like maybe these are friends that we've been trying to get rid of for a while. Yeah, Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. Like, it feels like whatever happened in the past here for you, whatever healing you tried to work on in the past, I feel like it also highlighted for you that the people that were around you at the time, which I feel like you are still holding on to, you didn't really want in the first place. Like this feels like a, oh, I'm only friends with them because we've been friends for like 20 years kind of energy. Um, the years mean nothing, babe. I feel like a lot of you guys need to understand that you could meet someone today and they could have better intentions for you over someone you've known for 20 years. It's all about the person, it's all about their character. And I feel like for a lot of you guys here, it's like character questions of people's characters are showing up this month as well. Um, Maybe as like this new love is kind of blossoming and showing up, it's pointing out to you a lot. Like I'm telling you guys, whatever this is, whatever this person is, whatever this connection is, it is really putting a spotlight on your life and like really showcasing to you like what is superfluous and what is not. What is meant for you right now and who is meant for you right now and who is not. It overall it feels very positive, but also feels very scary. I think this is going to scare a lot of you guys, and especially moving on into the near future. Six of Swords, Nine of Swords. I think a lot of you guys are going to panic a bit here. You're really going to be like, what am I doing? It's very much giving like out of my comfort zone, out of my water. Like I feel like a fish out of water here. And I feel like you are going to move forward is what I'm hearing, but I say this a lot. You've definitely heard me say this before. It's going to be a moment where you have to shit your pants and do it anyway. This is not a easy peasy lemon squeezy moment. This is like a difficult lemon difficult moment where you're like, okay, I'm scared shitless, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, because this is something you've waited for. I can't make it up. It's something you've waited for, and it's something you've worked for. The Tower's here. Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like a lot of you guys have a really warped sense of, like, the work you've done. I feel like a lot of you guys, how do I say this? It's almost like you don't think you've put in as much work as you have. With that Eight of Pentacles, that Ace of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of you have really stuck to what you needed to in order to heal. And it's like you worked very diligently to get to the place that you are at now, but you don't see it like that. With that Ace of Pentacles, I feel like some of you probably downplay your success a lot here, Virgo. I feel like you probably, again, have friends, family, connections that are like, you did so well, you're so positive, et cetera, et cetera. And you're like, oh, I'm okay. I feel like this person is also going to help you see yourself in the light that they see you in, which is like capable. And I'm hearing the word stringent, which I think is interesting because stringent is like strict. Like maybe you're too stringent and they're going to point that out to you. Like, hey, you're playing it a little bit too strict with yourself here. Because it does feel like with that Tower and then like you've done a lot of work here, Virgo. You've healed a lot of these things already, and now it's just kind of like this person is showing up almost as like the cherry on top to just be like, like, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry. I record on OBS and I literally thought it just started streaming on its own and I got a little worried. I was like, did my OBS just turn on without me clicking anything? That's crazy. Sorry. That was so weird. That was really weird. Maybe that's how you're going to feel. I don't know if that's like them literally showing me how you're going to feel. Like, what's going on? Why is that happening? I think that's a very good analogy. They probably had me do that just so you could watch me panic in that moment, because that's how you're going to feel. It's truly going to be like a, So what the fuck is happening right now? I didn't do anything. Kind of moment. Um, which I think that's hilarious. They just did that to me. Um, how you're viewing yourself as the high priestess. I do love to see this for you, Virgo, because it is the card of Pisces, and Pisces is the sister sign to you, Virgo. So it does kind of feel like you are going to be moving from more of like a heart-centered place in this month. You're going to be moving from more of like that intuitive place, that watery place, that emotional place. And I feel like this is a very positive step for you. Again, it's like you're trusting yourself, you're trusting your gut, you're trusting your intuition. Because I know you know that this is what you've wanted. Like I'm telling you guys, this is a funny thing where like you're getting the guy with the elbow tat who cracks his knuckles a lot, and that's like very specific to what you asked for. High priestess on the high priestess, so funny. Seven of Cups, High Priestess, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is you guys really pushing through. I feel like a lot of you are recognizing here that just because you're scared doesn't mean that you're not worthy. Things scare us all the time. Fear is a constant sort of stimuli for us as humans. So this is one of those moments for you guys of like, okay, just because I'm afraid doesn't mean I'm not ready. There's a lot of things that we are ready for that we are going to remain ready for, but be afraid at the same time. You know, my guys are giving me an example, like going and playing in a concert. You know, if you're in high school and you did band or orchestra and you went and you did a concert, like you were prepared, but you were scared. It's one of those moments which it feels like as kind of how you're conducting yourself this month, you know, scared, but I'm going to do it. You know, it's a really positive. It's like strapping a depend on, pooping your pants and doing it anyway, which is great. You know, your superpower is the Eight of Cups. I think what a lot of you guys are also realizing here is that nothing is permanent, right? I feel like a lot of you guys are also recognizing that if this doesn't go as intended, if it doesn't go as well as you thought it was going to go, you simply do something else. I feel like I do feel like this is going to go well. I don't feel like this is going poorly. I feel like this is going exactly as intended, but I feel like something that's giving you comfort is like, okay, if I don't like it, I can just leave. You know, it's like if you go on a date and the date turns out bad, I can just go. I don't have to stay here. That's kind of like where your superpower is this month as well. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Like, you're very self-sufficient, Virgo. You're very put together. And I feel like you're recognizing that if you do leave something behind, it's not to the detriment of you. Yeah, literally, Page of Swords, the Empress, King of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Yeah, I think a lot of you are recognizing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. If this connection is meant for you, it will remain. It will stay. Tried and true, I just heard, you know, it withstands the test of time. And I feel like that gives you a lot of comfort, almost as much comfort as knowing that with that Five of Swords, even though this might be a little bit of a self-sabotage, you can leave at any moment. You know, I feel like it's important to not have one foot out the door, but it's also important to remember that you have free will here, Virgo. You can, if you so choose that this is not the person for you, you can walk away, you can leave. But your hope is that it is for you. Page of Wands. Your hope is that this is the connection you're looking for, that this is going to give to you Hierophant, higher levels of commitment, marriage for some of you. This is like a great reading. You really have someone coming in to shake your world up in August. And it's looking pretty good. It's looking really good, if I'm being honest. Page of Wands, please. Ten of Pentacles. This is someone that, again, like, you want what this person wants. You guys are so similar, is what I'm hearing, you know? You want commitment. They want commitment. Four of Swords in the reverse with the Two of Swords. I feel like this person is also... I think you're both tired of waiting. You know, that's the feeling I get here. Four of Swords in the reverse, you're like, all right, I've healed enough. I've done enough. And I feel like this person is kind of very similar to that. It feels like they've done a lot of their inner healing. Um, they've closed a lot of doors in their lives, in their life. And it feels like they're ready to open one with you, Virgo. And you're the same way. Like I said, you're probably going to shit yourself. It's going to be scary. You know, but I feel like this person is so similar to you. It also gives you good juju. Like you're like, oh, we're very, very similar. This is going to work out well. Because your outcome here is the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Be careful with playing it a little bit too nonchalant. Okay? With that Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, Virgo, you have a tendency to be a bit closed off here. A bit like protective. Devil, bottom of the deck. It's your poor coping mechanism coming to bite you in the butt here. You have a tendency to pull back, a tendency to protect, and a tendency to kind of wall off. Don't do that with this person. Don't do that in this connection. Okay? This is like one of those moments where you're going to have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Strap it to depend on, shit your pants, and open up. Okay? You can only be vulnerable. Like if you, how do I say this? If you want a vulnerable connection, you also have to be vulnerable. This person isn't going to open up to you unless you open up as well. You know, I feel like a lot of you guys have been asking for some sort of like high level commitment, some sort of like really good connection. And it's like, okay, but you have to open. You have to, the Devil again, but it came out with the Hermit. It's that hyper independence wound that I feel like is the last thing plaguing you in this month, Virgo. Yeah, Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands. If you want love, you have to open to it. Okay? You have to be available for it. This is like if you want to go to a store, the store has to be open. You know, what you want here, it takes two to tango, is what I'll say there. Okay? This is, this is a really positive reading, Virgo. You know, you're gonna shit yourself a bit. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna be frightened. All of these things are real, valid things, but this is truly, it feels like you're getting what you want here, babe. Okay? And it just, you gotta chase it. You gotta go after it. Okay? Let me just clean up my cards and we'll get you an oracle. Trying to be more proactive. I know I say that a lot. Okay. I will be using the Angelarium. This is my favorite oracle deck. I love it. It reads us to filth. It's a reimagining of the Falling of the Angels. I am obsessed with it. So, all right, let's get you. Can I get an oracle card for Virgo, please, for the month of August? What is Virgo's advice for August, please? Thank you. Interesting. You guys have the Keeper, Rahab. This is his persona after the fall as well. So this is there's like before the fall and after the fall. This is an after the fall. It is number 83 for any of you that are into numerology. Okay. Some things are just out of reach. You can take this card as a sign to accept what has come your way and not worry about what you might be missing. Your domain has many lovely qualities. Spending time appreciating what you have instead of what you've lost will serve you well. Interesting, Virgo. All right, babes. I am going to leave that there for you. Grab this love, grab the fruit, and take a bite out of it, guys, okay? That's your month at a glance, all right? If this reading resonates with you, or my reading style happens to resonate with you, do consider liking and subscribing. We are on the way to 200 subscribers, so that's exciting. Virgo, if you would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch, so you can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. I do also have a I almost said YouTube. We're on YouTube. I do have a Discord server. If you would like to join, it is a fabulous community group of people, and you can find updates there for me as well. That is an open invite for you as well. So, Virgo, I hope to see you over on Twitch one of these days, and if not, it's okay. I will catch you in the next video. All right.